What's up? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this beautifully honest reaction.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it. See how rewind, when we rewind, feels so nice.
So Shannon Sharpe, he is apparently and allegedly losing sponsors, losing deals, possibly losing his jobs over there at ESPN, owned by Disney, because honestly, a lot of this stuff is just not a good look. But, speaking of not a good look, I wanted to talk about this, and I have been meaning to get to this last week, and I just didn't really get a chance to. But his ex-girlfriend and also accuser of doing some terrible things to her, because the thing that people need to get through their thick skulls is that you can be in a relationship with someone, and that person you're in a relationship with, if they cross the line and you say you don't want to do something and they do it, that does not mean it's okay because you were in a relationship. So the woman who he doxed, let's be clear, because when the lawsuit, I should say, came out, it came out as a Jane Doe, and he responded by doxing her, by putting her information out there so people, I feel, could go and harass her. That is my personal opinion. I feel like that's what it was meant to do, because I feel that Shannon Sharpe is definitely a loudmouth bully. I do. Did he do these things that they have said? I don't know. I wasn't there. But honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they are, telling the truth. I don't have a reason to doubt what they're saying, because, yeah, he may have been in some consensual situations with that person that he doxed, but that doesn't mean that everything he did to her, she was okay with. So, listen, I don't know anything about the boundary lines when it comes to being in a situation or a relationship, if you want to call it that, because in my personal opinion, I don't feel it's a relationship. I feel that it's weirdness. But if someone's in a relationship with someone and they're playing race play and they're doing bondage and all that other BS like that, listen, that's their choice if they want to do that. I don't know that life, so I cannot say that I have any experience in that, but I will just say that I believe just because they're in situations like that, they may have chosen to be in, it doesn't mean that every single thing that is said and done to them is okay and they are accepting of it. But in some people's minds, it can make it harder for them, because it's like, well, if you were okay with this, then why wouldn't you be okay with that? But I'm not crossing that line. I'm just saying that that's how I believe some people feel. But I want to talk about this, and I'm just going to share my screen, share a few different screens with you guys. First, I want to share this because when this woman came out here, Michelle Evans, she did an audio interview with Tasha K over on her platform on the Tasha K Live app. I listened to the interview live actually when it came out, and it was disgusting. The things that she said that he did to her and she did to him, and that he allowed, or she allowed, I would say, to have done to her. Ugh. But she said, look, he was beautiful. He had the body of a Greek god. Look, if that was her thing and she was into that, fine. But apparently he was into her back then. But see, people are looking at her through the lens of 2025 and not through the lens of what she looked like back in the day when they were doing what they were doing, and when he did what he did to her, allegedly, that she was not okay with.
We were arguing and he was threatening me and stuff like that after, but I didn't see him again after he raped me. He wouldn't take no for an answer. So he overpowered me, put me to my knees, put his penis in my mouth. We met in actually the press room at the Broncos, April of 2002. And But we didn't start talking until we met up at a club at Blue 67 in Denver. I don't know if anyone is listening from Denver, but yeah, we were at a club at the same time. We didn't go.
I want to pause it because I'm not going to play the full clip, but look at her. A lot of people had a lot of negative things to say about her. Like, look at this comment right here. Shay Shay, he has a type, oogly white women. Now, that's beauty's an eye of the beholder, but this is what she looks like today. And I'm not even going to say the woman is ugly. I'm going to say she's older and she's been through the trials of life, obviously. And honestly, if you look at her, she kind of looks like, which God rest her soul or her spirit, Tina Marie. Remember the singer Tina Marie? She actually looks similar to an older Tina Marie. If you've seen pictures of her when she was older, I'm not saying she looks exactly like her, but yeah. So they're looking at her through the lens of back then, but if you look at her through the lens of back then, I'm going to show you what she looked like. And see what I'm saying? Tina Marie, the singer, she actually looks a little bit like Tina Marie. She's not ugly. But again, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. But that was her back then. So people judging her based on what she looks like now, it's not really fair, but that's what people are going to do. But this is a story. Michelle Evans accuses Shannon Sharpe of RAPE and retaliation. He forced me to my knees. And she talked about it in an interview that she did over there a little bit on Tasha K's app. But I heard about this a while ago, actually. And I do believe that he did work to silence her. And because he is the well known person, the celebrity, a lot of times stuff like that, it works out in their favor, you know? So, former NFL superstar and sports media personality Shannon Sharpe is at the center of a growing firestorm as a second woman has come forward with explosive allegations of sexual assault. Just days after news broke of a lawsuit filed by an OnlyFans model who claimed Sharpe assaulted her multiple times during their 2 year relationship, the New York Post and other outlets have confirmed a separate lawsuit quietly filed in 2023 by another former girlfriend, Michelle Evans. And here she is here. All right. And I'll put the link to this full story in the description box if you want to go and read it. But she talked about the details of the situation from 2010 and whatnot, forced her to her knees, committed non consensual mouthful sex. Just, I mean, she says he threatened to destroy my life. He told me he would use everyone he knew to ruin me. And I'm just saying, I am not doubting anything that she's saying because we know, unfortunately, with some of these people like him who have the public persona, who have the fame, who have the money, if and when they do terrible, horrible things, they don't leave it at that and take accountability. No, they want to keep it quiet. They don't want it to get out. So they'll threaten that other person to say, well, if this happens, then you're done. I'm not going to be done. You're going to be done. But when I said that she reminded me of Tina Marie because everybody's like, oh, not everybody, but a lot of people are like, oh my God, look at her. She's ugly. I don't think it's fair. But look at Tina Marie. Again, she passed away some years ago. Rest in peace. Love, love, love Tina Marie's songs, her music, her voice, unlike no other. And she actually was in a crazy situation, relationship, or whatever with Rick James back in the day. You know how crazy he was, right? I do believe that going through traumatic events, especially when you have not been healed, it can cause some stuff into your, in your life. And then you wind up wearing it on the outside. So this is Tina Marie back in the day. beautiful. This is when she was younger. This is her some years later. I mean, look, it happens. This is her some years later. Earlier years, earlier years, you know, earlier years, cover of one of her albums. Later years, later years. Mhm. So yeah, she gives me Tina Marie vibes when I see her, when I look at her. So, to judge her based on what she looks like today, when I saw the image of her, what I thought of was, wow, she's really been through it. And if she's been through the things that she claims that she went through with him for real, I can understand why she looks the way that she looks, right? So, in light of everything that he's going through, he snapped on live. So, Shannon Sharpe, after all of the things that have come out, he's still doing his nightcap taping on that shows up on his YouTube channel. That's what he does with Ocho Cinco, and maybe they'll have a guest on there from time to time. So let's get to the live meltdown. While trying to navigate the legal storm, Sharp made things exponentially worse during a live broadcast of his YouTube show Nightcap, co hosted by NFL legend Chad Ochocinco Johnson. During a recent episode that also featured retired NBA star Joe Johnson, the conversation focused on Colorado QB Shador Sanders. Sharp, in the middle of sharing a personal story, was audibly interrupted by someone off screen.
I only heard from two teams. Guess what the two teams that called me Ocho say? What's your phone number? Where you gonna be?
Who that?
Shut the fuck up. Next door. Cincinnati Bengals was one.
Did you see their facial expressions? I mean, they look like, what in the world? Who is he talking to? Because it was like it just came out of no it just came out of nowhere, And then he tried to get back on track, and clearly he was not really in it like he was. And even before, he's not even really in it like he was before. But in my personal opinion, even though he claims he voluntarily took a step back from ESPN, I don't believe that. I believe they allowed him to put his own statement out there, but they're like, dude, look, we're going to do our own investigation and we'll keep you posted on what we're going to do. But in the meantime, you're suspended. That's my personal opinion. But his YouTube show is his YouTube show. I believe he should have taken a break from that too, because that goes along with the pride that I feel he embodies. It's like, I'm not going to let these people see me sweat. I'm not going to allow anybody to stop me. Can't nobody can't nobody take my pride. Can't nobody hold me down. Oh, I got to keep on moving. But no, I feel like he should take a step back from that too for just a little bit. I'm not saying he has to completely quit that, but obviously you're shaking. Obviously some things are happening in the background. You got a whole lot of stress on you, and honestly, you cannot pour from an empty cup. That goes for people who are going through trauma that they did not intentionally inflict on themselves. Life just happens. I'm like raising my hand right now because I've gone through some traumatic events in my life. Past few years have been really, really rough health wise for my family, and just a lot of stuff going on, coupled with that. So it's been hard for me to stay consistent in doing this. And this is not my job. This is just my joy. I enjoy doing this. So if I'm empty, I can't do it. I take a step back. I may not want to, but I gotta do what I gotta do. With him, obviously he enjoys doing the nightcap, but you got a lot of crap going on right now. You need to step back, and there's no shame in taking a break and trying to figure things out, because the internet backlash is real. People are saying he's becoming unhinged. Somebody else said, man, whatever they say he did that bleep. Somebody else said, crashing out, bruh. Keep them snow bunnies in line. And and then you see in the article right here, it says the term snow bunnies is a racially charged slang reference, in this case, alluding to Zuniga, who is white. The comments reflect not only racial undertones, but a growing public cynicism towards Sharp's mental state and behavior under pressure. I just love the way like this article is explaining the term snow bunnies, which is something I think Dr. Umar Johnson came up with. But anyway, just to read a few of the comments, someone said, what we are seeing now is the real Shannon Sharpe. When he's in control and at the center of attention, he's basking in it and yapping endlessly. Under scrutiny, he's now not fully in control and seems to be losing it. Consensual or not, this looks really bad and he knows it. Pride goes before destruction. I have no doubt he's an incredible bully, if nothing else. And I agree with that. And this is actually the commenter is somebody that's black. Actually, not black, but maybe somebody who is ethnic. So I'm just saying, it's not like this is a racial thing, even though we, from what has been exposed, know that he loves race play. Not everybody is playing in the race situations out here in these YouTube streets or whatever's internet, social media streets. So, with all of that being said, all of the talk about Michelle and her looks and people judging her about what she looks like today, look at what she looked like back then. She was not an ugly woman. I mean, obviously he has a type because it's like the dude is clearly into interracial relationships, and hey, if that's your thing, go balls to the wall, no pun intended. But yeah, I mean, this is what she looked like back then. So if she went through all of the stuff that she went through, and she said she was in a 10-year relationship with him, I can't imagine the amount of stress that he put on her body, on her booty. Like, clearly, like she said, that's where he loved to get it in. And oh my God, I can't even imagine. I don't even want to go down that hole again, no pun intended. But I don't like how people are coming for the woman's looks and what she looks like today, especially in light of her being a victim of his. That's just not cool. And he's losing it, but he deserves to lose his sponsors. I wouldn't want to be affiliated or associated with him. And clearly, like I talked about on a multitude of occasions, his sponsors are gambling and liquor. Two things that the African American community really doesn't need. This man is not beneficial to the African American community. So I don't know why people are standing up for him like he is some martyr that people need to stand up for, or if you don't stand up for him, then everything else in the African American community fails. I don't know of anything that he's done that has been preferable for the African American community. So him promoting liquor, him promoting sports gambling, those are not things that we should be endorsing. We should be putting our money into. It is detrimental. It's disgusting. And I believe he's disgusting too, based on the things that I've read. And I believe them. But again, I'm in the court of public opinion. So my voice doesn't matter when it comes to any civil judgments or maybe even any possible criminal charges. I don't think he's out of the woods yet, guys. He might think that he is. But I mean, look at Diddy. I think his trial starts this week. And his started out with a civil situation. And then maybe about 7 or 8 months after the fact, he is getting charged criminally. So, guys, I believe that him snapping on live definitely is a result of him losing it with all of the public persona that he has, that had been so positive because of the Cat Williams interview and whatever, which I feel he got a whole lot more credit for that than he really deserved. It was all really Cat Williams. It just happened to be on his platform. But I digress. People see what they want to see, they hear what they want to hear, and that's just the way life is right now. But, if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen right now. Take a step back. Just like you claim you took a step back from ESPN, which I believe that was not by choice, that was by force. Actually do something by choice right now. Like, allegedly, he really is into force. Like, allegedly, he really is into force, forcing women to do stuff that they really don't want to do, even if they're getting money to do it, forcing himself down the oh my God, I don't want to keep using these terms. I was about to say forcing themselves down the throat. Forcing himself on. I shouldn't even say forcing, but forcing yourself to continue to come on social media and do your nightcap when it's okay to just take a break and try to figure some stuff out. But nigga, go get some help. Go get some therapy. I really believe he needs it for real therapy because something isn't right up there. I'm just saying. And I'll talk about that in another video, guys. But you let me know your thoughts about Michelle. Let me know what you think about people bashing her looks based on what she looks like now, especially in light of her being a victim of his allegedly versus what she looked like back then. And what do you think about him snapping on live after losing sponsors? Thank you guys so much for being here, liking and subbing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful. And now I'm going to say bye.